frustrating when you get recognized for your girth, but it's actually your weight.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's still rusty.
Oh, yes.
You seem fairly sharp, but not so much.
When you said girth, you're talking about how like your size, not your cock, right?
No.
No.
That was
I wasn't listening.
Girth is a generic expression for width.
Yes, I understand that, but what width were you specifically speaking of?
his waist.
Yes, I get that. Now, you guys are rusty. The joke is that the girth of your cock. Usually when you mention girth, you're talking about, hey, my cock's all
No,
girthy and stuff.
that's untrue. When I usually talk about
Well,
girth,
for you, of course, it's not true. You can't use that term.
I'm not talking about my penis ever.
Yeah, you're just flashing it around.
I think I just assume that people are talking about my penis.
Yeah.
We're going to be kicked out of the Parkade. So, Richard, it's good to see you again.
Great to be seen.
Now, is it true that you had this disease?
I did. I tested positive for COVID-19 in early July.
That's crazy. Why don't you tell us more about it?
Well, it's funny you should say that, Brett. There we go. Now we're fine. It's strange because I did have it. I had a headache for like 5 days straight. And then I got a fever, and the fever went away. Then the fever came back. Then I had chills. And my lovely girlfriend said, I think we should take this seriously, because that's what women do.
They take everything seriously.
They take everything seriously. They were taking, what?
You weren't taking this pandemic thing seriously?
Again?
You weren't taking this pandemic thing seriously?
No, I wasn't.
Crazy.
I wasn't. I was just being, giving people shit and giving people stink eye and stuff like that. But as far as personally me, I didn't want it to affect my own behavior. I was just hoping that everybody else would change. And anyway, she said we should look at this. So we made the calls, and I answered a bunch of questions and answered a bunch more questions. They said, we think you should go and have a test. So I went down and I had a test, and they stuck this thing all the way up, twitching my left eye. Turns out your eyeball does not like to be poked from behind.
Usually it just gets poked from the front. But.
Yeah.
I thought I'd let that one.
I know, that would have been a great thing.
I just sort of laid it out in front for Brett to make one of his girth jokes, but he did not. Anyway.
I still don't understand the setup.
Right, poking. Anyway.
Yeah, it does.
We'll just skip ahead.
Yeah.
We can put something funny in there later, I'm sure.
We don't have a lot to work with from that,
Brett's
though.
used to putting something funny in his
Nice,
mouth.
thank you. See how quickly he turned that into a homophobic joke?
I still don't get
There's nothing homophobic about it.
No, you're right. You're right. That was homophobic of me to suggest that anal sex was only for gay people.
Where did you get anal sex out of any of
What's
this?
happening now?
I don't know.
How did coronavirus get to you discussing anal sex?
Well, it's
like
funny,
homophobes.
funny you should ask, because where I got it was
the anal sex?
Yes, I used the bathroom in English Bay.
Yeah.
And that's how I got the coronavirus.
There's no glory holes there, right?
I got it in the ass. No, I did not. There was the glory hole was the virus going up my butt. And so that's what happened. And then I had to be quarantined.
We're talking about COVID, right?
Yes, we're still basically, metaphorically, we're speaking about COVID. COVID-19. COVID.
So
anyway,
did you like it?
No, I did not. I didn't hate it because I got an awful lot of attention and love. Which
you did have like an ongoing COVID diary on Facebook.
I did.
We were saying you're the only person on earth that's happy to get it because of the attention that you received.
I know, it's true. It's
I
true.
said that, right?
I said, well, we can go back in the text and figure out who said.
Yeah.
Well, I was lonely, and then once
You're always lonely.
I was lonely, and so then once they said, Mr. Lett, you've tested positive, and
like AIDS or which one?
No, that's the first time anyone's ever accused me of being positive. Anyway, it turns out that's bad. Positive is bad, negative is good.
I don't understand. So you survived though, I think.
Yes, I did. I've been cleared of it.
You win some, you lose some.
I'm immune to it. So
I don't think it works that way. I think
it does. Well, I don't know if you talk to like comedians. No, it doesn't work that way. But if you talk to health officials and the
do you mean YouTube videos?
No, I mean actual health authorities. They tell you that you are immune. However, what I like to do is go up to these virus deniers down at the beach. There's these guys that sit down there and say, how many people do you know that actually have it? And I walk up to them and I said, well, I had it. And it's great to see them back up.
Oh, they're such hypocrites.
They are hypocrites. That's right.
Yeah.
I tell them I have the virus, and suddenly, even though they know it doesn't exist.
And you've even offered to make out with them.
I did.
He doesn't offer. He just...
Well...
A lot of people don't like unprotected sex with Chinese tourists. I'm not one of them.
How did this get to this again?
I don't know.
So, are they doing Santa Claus this year?
Yes, they are.
Look how excited he gets.
Yeah, you're in.
I am the immune Santa. No, they're doing them on Zoom. So this is the opportunity that a lot of people have as Santas to do it legally without your pants on.
Well, Stan would do it with his pants off anyway, so that's...
Right, but the point is that you can charge more, actually.
With your pants off.
With your pants off.
Yeah.
I'm worried that I might, if I say this might get, someone might see this and it might be in
there's
trouble.
Tens of people watching this.
And then I realize that nobody's going to see this.
This is interesting because, you have if you were to be a mall Santa, right?
Yes.
You have to pass a background check.
Yes.
For a very rigid one, too.
Absolutely.
But if you are a Zoom Santa, anyone can market themselves as a Zoom Santa, regardless of their background, right? Or do you still need to get vetted?
I see where you're going with this, Sam.
Or do you still need to get vetted by an agency?
Well, no, they haven't really talked about that. They're more worried about you actually having a deadly virus than a, flavor for children, as it were.
Well, I think this is a real gap here. And, Brad, if you're looking for work...
It is an opening for people, but the reality is that the same agencies that booked us last year where we had to do these criminal checks are the same people that are booking us this year. So there's a vetting that has been going on for a while, and would take Brett several years and a more sort of starchy diet in order to actually succeed in Santa.
So I'm on the good path.
Oh yeah, you're headed right there. I'll give you 2 more seasons.
Before we go, you have a documentary out about you now.
I do. Yes.
Please tell us about it.
Well, it is called Never Be Done, the Richard Lett story.
So watching a set.
It's like it's not like watching a set. It's watching. Well, as you know, I am an alcoholic, and I have been in recovery for over 10 years. But
when are you considered recovered?
You don't.
Is it November 9th? Was that the day?
That's right. They phone you up and go, you're cleared from the COVID, and you're also no longer an alcoholic. No, there's no. It's kind of like trying to be, recovered from being allergic to peanuts and stuff.
I did that.
You recovered. You are no longer allergic to peanuts?
Not even a little bit.
He said peanuts.
Oh, sorry. No.
So anyway, the point is that the documentary follows me as I go through from hitting bottom in alcoholism and going through treatment and all the way through to ending up touring my award-winning and highly popular and viewable online one-man show, Sober But Never Clean, which of course led me to my next show about cancer, surviving cancer, called One Nut Only. And now it's led me to the show that I'm doing right now, which deals with COVID, called Hard to Kill.
Which is also about your act.
It's all about... I see what you did there, Brett, and I would be offended if, in fact, anyone was watching this, but the chances of you stopping...
My parents are going to howl at that.
Yes, they are.
They're not going to get through the whole thing.
There are going to be howls of pain.
That's right.
So where can the audience view your documentary?
Well, it's on all the streaming services. Right now, it's available on Amazon Prime, and it's free. So that will be good for your audiences. That they can, because as we know, a lot of them have. Anyway, and on YouTube and all the various streaming services. I actually have 3 movies out right now. There's another movie called Corona, where I play a neo-Nazi.
Yes. You were featured in the New York Times.
I was
with
featured.
This swastika tattooed on your forehead.
Is that how you say it? Swastika?
What do you say?
Swastika.
I don't.
You know, the funny thing about that is you didn't have to audition for that role. They just called you and gave it to you.
Exactly. And they said, this is great. You have the swastika. You're in. No, actually, a makeup artist put that on my head. And it's quite a significant swastika.
Yes.
And
I suppose those minor ones on the head.
And then there's a photo of it in the New York Times, because there was a period of time when the New York Times is running out of things to post, apparently. So the very first movie about the virus, there I was in the New York Times with a full-blown swastika on my head. And people from Toronto that saw this didn't quite read the article were like getting a hold of me. And they were going,
this makes sense.
Rick, have you gone public with these beliefs that you have?
Yeah, because we've known about them privately for years.
That's right. And they were just saying,
from Breslin.
and they were. Yeah, Mark Breslin called me up and said, "We can no longer not work you. We tried. We have tried as much as we can to cancel you, but now we can't because you are so provocative now that we have to put you on the stage."
It's like the old story, you know, if your career is struggling, become a full-blown Nazi and you'll just get to the top, or into a parkade.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Lett, big round of applause for Richard. Check out his documentary on Amazon.
Thank
you.
Check out his stand-up in a parkade near you soon. Thanks for being
Richard
here,
Lett.
Richard.
Thank you, and good
Very
luck
stuff.
with everything.